They give him his moment in the sun. Give him another moment. Yes, he's wicked. Nah, sunshine. Fuck off. Bang, through the wall. Hello everyone, welcome in. My name is Kai Zemmet. I'm a director, cinematographer and writer based in the south of the UK. And today in this video we are revisiting the Star Wars The Old Republic cinematics. And today I'm going to give you my reaction and a filmmaker's breakdown to the Deceived cinematic. I'll be honest with you, it has been a hot minute since I've seen the last two, so that's Return and Hope. However, I do remember them vividly, which tells me they did a bloody good job. And I'm hoping Deceived is the exact same thing, if not even better. So yeah, let's get on with it, shall we? Play the tape. BioWare. That bitch is nice and loud. Again, like the others, as soon as you hear that light motif, I am invested. John Williams' work, man. Got a normal intro in space.
For 300 years, we prepared.
Whose voice is that?
Stronger. While you rested in your cradle of power, believing your people were safe and protected.
Is that Malgus? Well, that answers that. Whoa! Wow, who's that? She's cool looking. I like this.
Were trusted to lead
Wow, that
the
lighting.
Republic, but you were deceived.
Yo, I like this team.
As
I want to be on their side.
powers of the dark side have blinded you.
Where that light was on him. He ain't fucking flinching though, did he? He was like, just stared at him. I like that.
You assumed no force could challenge you.
Dude, this Malgus character is an animal. Who's that? Oh, it's all like his cronies, isn't it?
Finally, we have returned.
Oh my god. He's... Oh. Mate, this is fucking dope. Now this is what Star Wars is like in my mind. This is what the movie should be like. Holy shit, that was cool. Mate, the way these little... Dude, fuck me, they're going through walls and all sorts. Oh, this guy's an animal. I love it.
You were deceived.
Dude, that was awesome. My eyes fucking watered, that was that good.
Shall fall.
Wow, like the eyes told me everything, what he was feeling. And he's watching it. Wow, this was definitely his work, wasn't it? Like his trailer. Oh, dude, is that the end of it? That was so good. That was the quickest 3 minutes and 34 seconds ever. Oh, mate, that makes me want to watch a full movie like that. Doesn't have to be completely action all the way through, but having it a bit longer, having amazing scenes like that. And I love the two characters almost like clashing. You could feel the tension and visually see it as well. I loved it. Oh, I just wish they were longer. I'm such an ungrateful git, aren't I? Absolutely love this one. I'm not gonna lie, I actually think this was probably my favourite out of the three. However, the first one is about the music, isn't it? That leitmotif that I mentioned. But anyway, let's break this one down because I thought this one was stunning. I don't know if I can't work out if it was because of the fight. I think what it was, was the build-up of the character. For me personally, I love character build-up and the clash of titans, and I totally got that. Okay, so we've got our intro cards, who's paying for it, who's making it. Before we see any visuals, we get that Star Wars light motif, that reoccurring theme. Because remember, as I said to you, it was that made me get all emotional almost like instantly. I was like, oh. Okay. We've got our normal Star Wars opening, should we say. And what that is normally with Star Wars, your intro shot, your establishing shot, should we say, is always space. And it is with Star Wars. The reason being is your establishing shot is there to tell your audience what the world is. And then keeping with that kinetic energy, then the camera dollies forward, so we know that this is important. And the voiceover, okay, so Malgus, I believe it's Darth Malgus that he's talking. I thought he'd actually have more of an aggressive tone, more that, not Darth Vader-y type, but because he had that mask on, it didn't sound as, you know, robotic as I thought. It could have sounded really menacing. It still works though as a character.
For 300 years, we prepared.
I love it. Camera's coming in. I actually thought originally you'd see a shot of the starship coming in, but instead what they do differently is they have, because you normally land there, I'm assuming, right, and then walk away from it. But they did it obviously differently, didn't they, in the story? But it kind of works. But it's enough to tell us where we are. Remember, we've got this world building that is happening. And he's treated as the voice of God. He's telling us a certain story, but we're seeing it actually unfold itself. And that's what a voiceover's there to do. It's there to give you tidbits, yeah? It's not there to tell you the whole story. We want to see that visually, and that's what your audience, you want them to do as well.
We grew stronger while you rested in your...
I love this. Look at this. Nice long shadows. And the reason being is because they're doing it at sunrise or sunset. That's why we like to do it. Plus the lighting is softer then. That's why most cinematographers love shooting dusk or dawn, because of these lovely long shadows and the texture and the soft lighting. Plus it looks beautiful. Look at this. Obviously lovely with CGI. You can fake it, can't you?
Of power.
This was really interesting. The way they set this character up as like they foreshadowed her presence there. And I really like that. Again, look at the camera movement. Camera's moving down, the camera's moving this way. Yeah. The point of cinema is the camera is always moving. That's what it means. It means movement. Does it mean that you should always move the camera? No. You move it because you move it if the story requires it. Yeah, it's all about the story. With this, we're going from point A to B to get in. So it makes sense, doesn't it? That's why the camera is always dollying, or it's pedestaling, or it's trucking.
People were safe and protected.
Like, look at this. Look at the draw distances, okay? This is what they're doing. So they're making their framing very, very cinematic and just very full. And even though it's a wide, with wide shots, they can be quite boring. But what I love about Star Wars, and I mentioned this in the other two, is they make the world feel enormous. And they do that by having these huge draw distances. Look, pop, 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 all the way down here. Beautiful lighting. Light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. Why am I talking about that? Because it's texture. And what it does as a cinematographer, it makes the shot look visually appealing, rather than having that just like an empty warehouse, or a warehouse sort of thing where it's dead back there. You can't really see the draw distance. By having that lighting, it just brings it up. And it makes it look like they're all backlit. Look, they get this nice edge. Even though they've got this nice golden sun-kissed look. What a fucking badass he is. I gotta watch it again. That's so good. Let's go back again. I want to get beat into it.
People were safe and protected.
It's interesting because what a fucking awesome thing to show. They show him cutting down people without the gore because it's all close up, but they do it in a way. Because normally I like my action to be like a dance. I want to see it like the others, which we get later on. So he's cut him down. We didn't see it. Sliced through him. Didn't even hit him, did it? Kind of goes through him, but you don't see any scorch marks. And then up. You didn't see no burn marks or anything. There's no animation for it. But it's fine because we're on a close-up. Even the framing wise on his hand is shit. Because look, they've cut the fingers off. But it's okay. Doesn't matter. Because it's there just to tell you what he's doing. We know this character by now. But even as a cold caller, brand new into it, I'm in love with it. Like, you just see pockets of it. But it works. It can work with your fight choreography. It's when you get the Jason Bourne stuff. Or the Bourne Ultimatum stuff. And it's so close. Granted, some people like that style. I don't. I grew up on like Hong Kong style martial arts, yeah, or cinema choreography. I like to see it. That was fine. It kind of worked with little bits, yeah. And that fucking, I love it. And look at her, looking up, planting the seed. This character looks awesome. Even though she's bathed in shadow, look, they've used light areas to lift up like the beautifulness of her hair. Because granted, look, she looks gorgeous, doesn't she? You know, she's very, she's got that look. And look at the eyes. They've got the catchment in the eye. You know, that's how important it is. They want you to look at up at her eyes. You'd think for someone that's an assassin, you wouldn't think they'd be having like lip balm on. But there you are. Got beautiful lips, beautiful everything about her, yeah? Is the camera dollying forward? Yep, camera's dollying forward. The reason why I asked that is because is it important? The camera dollies forward or goes into a character if it's important. Oh, that was a nice little cut. Straight up into the helmet. As I watch it bit by bit. Yeah, interesting. So when you do cuts like this, if you're doing it, you don't have to see it like for like. You can cut out time. So technically the next cut would be the helmet would be over here. Doesn't need to be. They've done it in a way where it flows more and that just enough that you see the catchment in her eye. See that? Because it's there, isn't it? It's a bad cut, but it's not for the story. It flows. You don't always have to see everything. Let's go back 5 minutes. And this is really nice. The thing is, though, the lenses look a bit dead to me. I almost feel like I want to see, not transparent, but I want to see something in it, either a reflection of the world or see transparency so I can still see her face. It just looked a bit naff, should we say? That's the only thing that I didn't like about that bit. But look at this beautiful close-up, though. Oh, speaking of close-ups. Yeah. So look at the way they framed her. They framed her here, okay? And that's when you're doing your extreme close-ups. You want to frame here. That's Hollywood. You cut the top of the forehead off and normally just under the lips or just under the chin. Say if you do your close-ups like that, your production value will start going up and you'll go, wow, that looks nicer than normal. And that's why. Sandwich drawings, photography, the whole lot. Look at the way the camera's moving. Let's go back 5 and watch it again. It's not it's not got that shakiness of handheld. It's very Hollywood, isn't it? Yeah, you can see everything. Lovely draw distance. It's again, they're having these little wide landscape areas. That's how they make the universe, the world that we're invited into, feel massive.
You were trusted to lead.
Look at this. Why does he look powerful? The camera's low, shooting up at him. We know he's powerful, almost silhouetted. Normally you'd get a little pickup light here so we can see more detail. They've just added one here. Because if this was real camera work, you wouldn't be able to see shit. He'd be almost completely silhouetted. But because it's got backlighting, and he's got these massive long shadows, it looks like cinema. Backlight your characters, and it will look more like cinema or anything. Could be a subject, could be a car, bicycle, whatever you're doing.
You were trusted to lead.
Camera's dollying backwards.
The Republic. But you would.
Look at this. Yeah, can you imagine if that was shot in the middle of the day? You'd have tiny shadows or hardly any light. It would look crap, wouldn't it? By having this massive light source here, it's stunning. And I love it. It just looks gorgeous.
Deceived.
Planting the seeds for later with foreshadowing something.
Our powers.
This was really cool. Did he come down on a bit of rope? Or did he just jump down?
As our
Oh, I thought it was a bit of rope. It's not. It's the framing. This is what I really liked, okay? Was him walking up, this general looking character. His face is all there. What did he say?
As our powers of the dark side have blinded you.
This. Look at the way they've lit him. And look at the framing, yeah? Foreground, mayground, background characters. We've got 4 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dirty framing. We're looking at him. And look at the way they lit him. It was this character that made me feel the Clash of Titans. He just walked up to him. He didn't jump down. He just walked.
Powers of the dark side have blinded you.
And look, telling us where we should look. Dirty framing over here. Clean framing is a framing that basically he wouldn't be there. Malgus wouldn't be here. It would just be this part here, and we'd look and go, oh shit. But because it's dirty framed, it's drawing our eye over here. So we're looking at it. I love it. All of them are like, oh shit, move back. But he's like, no. And that's when I felt it inside, the Clash of Titan characters. I love it. It's the build up. That is the best bit about your characters, that build. So when they clash, you feel, I don't know, it's like a climax, I guess. I love that lighting on him. Hang on, it was gone there. Is that because of the ship? It's there, and then it's not there, is it? It's more softer. I wonder why. No, because the ship, I guess, would be blocking it. That looks like a lighting continuity error there. Maybe they did it because they wanted a softer roll-off. This here is what you call a soft roll-off. See, it's softly going into the shadows. Yeah, that is what they call a soft roll-off. And so what they've done there is giving him almost like a Rembrandt triangle. 45-degree lighting going over this way, because technically the way he was lit, it would be more over his face. I like it though. Mate, how many cuts was that? Let's go back. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cuts. 2 with the same, from the same angle. They just added an intercut there. Let's watch it again. It comes in. So there's one shot. Yeah, they just continued the shot. They did it just to build up all the damage. It's worthy of 6 shots. I think there was one movie I watched where it was one character. I can't remember the actor. I think it was Keanu Reeves or someone like that, or Liam Neeson. He jumped over the fence. Just jumped over a wide fence, and he had like 6 cuts. It was fucking ridiculous. But that warranted it, yeah. And this bit,
You assumed no force.
he doesn't even move. It's the cape flapping almost.
Challenge you.
That was really nice.
Force could challenge you.
Yeah, they started it with the full screen and then they come down and let the lightsabers do the work. And the music, the leitmotif comes in. Camera's dollying forward. That was a well quick shot of Malgus.
And now.
Oh, the reason why they did that, the reason why they cut back to him for that very quick dollying forward, because it's a powerful moment, is because it was his voiceover. And now.
You. And now.
And they walk forward a bit more into the light. See that? They weren't already in the light. That's what makes it look more badass. Get your characters to come out into the light, yeah? Because you see just a bit of his leg, it just looks more menacing. It's awesome. And then the lightsabers come on. It's a dance, remember? Look at him, just down on his knees like he's in a, like a fucking band photo shoot, yeah? It works, it really does. We love, as geeks, we love this shit. Like, look at the way they're all standing, all these different lightsaber poses. Every time we've touched a lightsaber or picked up a tube of something, we've all done poses like this because it's badass, and they're tapping into that energy that we have of it. I love it. You'd think they would have done "and now" on that bit, but they didn't. They wanted to roll into his eyes, let his eyes to silent. Let's do it for us. Oh, he does talk. Look at this. Catchment in the eyes. Even though he's a monster. Well, not monster, but do you know what I mean? He's like an animal, isn't he? Yeah. Look at this savageness of his face. And this catchment is making me look at his eyes, yeah? Also, when you're looking at framing wise, he's very powerful because if you look across the horizon level, his eyes are above the halfway line. It gives him more of a power status. If it was shot lower, looking up at him, it's more of a, it looks powerful. But the fact that they've got him like this, it kind of just shows you that we are level with him because it's his voiceover talking, but he still has the power status when it comes to visually on screen. Finally.
We have returned.
And then that cut to black, it just allows us for a minute to have that moment of really honing in on his voice. What's going to happen? It's sort of, think of it as like a palate cleanser. It's like, take a breath and go. Oh! This is fantastic. Earlier on I said this is what Star Wars is like in my head. When I see lightsaber battles, when I was a kid playing with lightsaber, like toys, Jedi things, this is to me what they did. And going through brick walls like he does later, that to me is like, oh. Even though the camera's like shaking all over the place a little bit, it's still not, it's got what I call the Star Wars shake, yeah? So it's slightly shaky, but you can still see what is going on. It's not like, oh my fucking God, I can't see what's going on and I feel the pressure, because the whole point is that you are following from all these characters. Oh! And you can still see the martial arts thing. I really like that because I like the fact that you see them kicking. It's not just about the blade. I think, was it the newer 3 or the last 3, whatever it is. I just remember it just him smashing with the sword all the time. There's no martial arts, there's no training, no skill to it. With these, look at it. Elbowing. Look at that. It's a dance. And even though it's a little bit, it's quite close. They're all like mid shots. There's no. I'd expect a nice wide. What I would have done is sort of in this section is I've had the camera out, and as he's running, he would have climbed up someone, and the camera's just tracking forward. As in, the difference is with tracking and dollying. Dolly is on a dolly motion, as in it slowly moves in. A tracking would be like running in with it, yeah. And then you see this martial art kick, bam. But obviously they wanted to do that slow motion thing in there where they do that speed ramp, and the speed ramp is where you do something like it went normal speed to slow. Ooh, added that in, and then also stabbed this person at the same time. Which was that, like a, was it Plo Koon? Is that a Jedi Master that I remember that looking at that sort of race? And we're getting us look. Oh, she's like a bounty hunter. Okay, and look at the lighting. Yeah, overexposed, but it looks lovely. It doesn't matter that it's overexposed. We've got these huge draw distances here. But look at their silhouetted, being that they're silhouetted, sorry, is they look more cinematic and it looks stunning. That's what makes it look more cinematic. If that was just a wall or doors, it wouldn't look as good, because they're all silhouetted from this long light, this draw distance, looks fantastic. The way he did that. Did he really have to almost makes him look a bit daft. Maybe it's just me. You normally find that in anime. You normally get that in animation when they shoot a gun. Not only do they shoot a gun like this, they do like this whole full body stretch to do it. And I feel like they've taken inspiration for that. Like, would he need to arch his back like that? For that character, I feel like stiffer is better. Does that make sense? Because he's so badass. Like Darth Vader, he's very stiff, isn't he? And like with his head movement. But it kind of works for his character. I get they're trying to show that he's nimble, but I don't think he needed it. He could have just looked and bam, have it, you bastards. Perfect close-ups there. See that? Look, medium shot wide, medium shot, if not a close-up. Yeah, cutting them off the framing wise. Technically, framing wise, this is a bad picture. Yeah, if you're doing photography, so the right of rear, they're on the right-hand side of the rule of third, but too far over. But it's fine because the camera is swooping, getting us to show us her motion. of her doing her thing. Dude, that was so cool. What I love a bit, what makes it powerful, awesome, is that you get the little Jedi master doing his thing as well. He comes out of nowhere. Boom. Did they shake the camera? Sorry guys, I just love it. Let's watch this bit by bit. Comes over. Is it? Oh, it wasn't even fucking Darth Malgus. It was like... They did. They shake the camera. Good. And by having all this debris and having this smoke in there, or the dust, it emphasises it. It's a bit like martial art movies and that when they're like sort of like a kung fu powder, like a talcum powder sort of thing. So when they kick, powder comes off and it is action powder and it makes it look more powerful. And that's what they did here. I love this. That's probably one of my favourite shots in this whole thing. Whoa! The camera goes up. Bam! Yes. This, see what I mean? Having that wide in there, it helps, yeah? This is, to me, this is awesome. I don't know what he's planting the seed for. What's he saying? Is he saying, you must beat him? Because he plants the seed, if not, they're using it for the thread of storytelling. As in, they're using something to say, you must take that thing out. Well, time's running out. Look at these. We can see what's going on. Yeah? I love this. By having him kill or destroy the other Sith minions, if you want to call them that, it makes him lift up the power status. Does that make sense? If it was just him getting manhandled all the time, he would lose his power status. They have to put that in there as a character development to remind us this guy is awesome. You know, it's not just about his strong hairline. You know what I mean? Like, because in this confrontation, even though we know he stopped him, he's still on the weaker side, isn't he? His power is just too much. Yeah, by having that, you're like, whoa. Because when I watched it, I was like, yo, he's beating them. And he's fucking he's doing like this martial arts epic. Do you know what I mean? I love it. That was chef's kiss on that. They give him his moment in the sun. Give him another moment. Yes, he's wicked. Nah, sunshine. Fuck off. Bang, through the wall. And he fixed it back, didn't he? Boom. Come here. This was awesome. Look, my eyes are watering again. It's that good. Look at this. Remember I was talking about the draw distances, yeah? What Star Wars is amazing at. Giving us these powerful moments in the sun. And this is one of them. Look at this shit. Love it. Oh, you dirty bastard. Right at the butt of the sword. Lightsaber. Oosh!
You were deceived.
Okay, this is what I really like about it. It's these delicate moments. You always find that when characters you really like, they go into a slow motion, which is fine because it allows us to, oh my god, take in that information. And also it allows us to connect with the character. Like, no! That's why you do it, the slow motion. And then he talks.
You were deceived.
And it allows us with this beautiful backlighting. Yeah. Hang on a minute. Oh, I see. They've done it from the side angle, haven't they? Because I was like, hang on a minute. There was a slither of crack in the wall, but it's like an opening. But by having this moment here, it's stunning. And look, you can see him falter in the eye line, and he's looking down at him. It's little things like that that tell us that he's obviously beaten him anyway, but it's the power status, yeah? And then this moment, this close-up of it falling, and it's smoking. What makes me laugh with these things, with these Jedi, when they get stabbed or killed or whatever, they always deactivate it, don't they? I see with a lightsaber, you hit the button and it just comes on, and you hold the handle. You don't always have to, but when they die, they always fucking pull it back in. That's the last thing on your mind. You'd be like, ah! You'd be hitting him still, wouldn't you? Obviously, I know it doesn't make very pretty cinematography or storytelling. But do you know what I mean? Like, because this is awesome. It's beautiful. But, yeah, wouldn't it be on? He's actually deactivated it. This is beautiful. Look, they're making us look at his eyes because of the catchment, yeah? If that catchment wasn't there, we probably wouldn't look at his eyes. We'd probably look over here because this is the lightest and brightest part on screen. But having these little crystally bits, I do it here. You can see it in my eyes. That's why I do it. Did he blink?
And now your republic.
See, the reason why I asked did he blink, they call it a blink turn or a blink look. And that is how you make it look more epic. Technically, it would be very honed in. But by having him look up, it looks like he's like really taking it on what he's looking at. Where if it was like that, you see all the micro jitters and it just doesn't look as nice. It looks a bit ugly.
And now your republic shall fall.
And the camera's dollying forward. He's telling us you'll come forth. Music's coming to a crescendo. He whips that bastard blade out. I love the way he does that little turn with it as well. Hey, would you? And he just stands there for a moment. The camera's pedestaling down. We fall to his knees. We see what he's looking at. The music coming in. Now this is Star Wars. Yes, please. More of this. A sound effect of it whipping out. And the camera doesn't go with him. We're done with him. Don't see him again. It's all about this. And the actual full destruction of what's going on. That was the start of it. Oh, mate. And look at him. Look at this badass shot. Foreground. Background, yeah? So what's... Sorry, beg your pardon. He's our mayground. That is our background. What we got as our extra texture, our extra layer, guys. Do you know what it is? Let me just play it back. Watch. You tell me. What do you think that extra layer is? It's the ash. It's these little fire flickers. It is those that's giving us the foreground. Foreground, mayground, background. And it gives us texture and a shot. And makes this shot look more badass. And he whips his hood up. And that moment of taking his power. Again, look at the power status. We're slightly looking up at him. His eyes. How are his eyes are lit up? It doesn't matter. But they want us to look at his eyes. We feel what he's feeling. Oh, very quickly, actually. I just want to say this. Remember I was talking about texture and things like that, how to get those layers in. On a wide shot, in case you want to know, you use elements in it to do it, okay? So if you look here, the camera is moving backwards, but hardly. You only notice it from here. They use the ships to give us you the foreground element, yeah? Foreground, mayground, background. Watch. So he was the foreground, mayground, background, yeah? Mayground, background, foreground kind of. Watch the foreground. Here it comes. Boom. That's how you do it. And no different from here. And that's how you do it, guys, alright? Taking it in. Like, I knew he was badass. And it was this shot that made me like, I want to play him. I want to play this game to play him. It's interesting enough, they did a fade to black. Maybe it would have been a little bit too contemporary, but I almost wanted him... They did it as he got there. I wanted him to walk into camera. Maybe that's a very YouTubey thing. But I think for the time, the message, it would have been enough. But the issue is, by doing that, if you end on his chest, you kind of lose the power of his eyes, which is what they want you to keep looking at. And that's why they faded it there, I think. Yeah. That was awesome. And then the old Sith drone is what I call it. Now that was an awesome cinematic. And now I can't wait to see the others. And if they're as good as that, I think that the three so far, that was my favourite, I think. I love the first one because it was character development and that emotional scene is very, hey guys, this is Star Wars, come in. Starts with the outside space thing, meet the characters. Then the second one was like really more about the soldier, and I love that. I thought that was really, really cool. And even getting his arse handed to him. But in this one, this was like, I am a fucking monster and this is my power. But what I loved about it, what made it my favourite one, was the Clash of the Titans, yeah? And it was because in such a short, because it is a short film, I already had a bridge or a preface of Malgus. I didn't with the other guy, but I knew the way he walked in, the way he bowled in. You want a spoon with that bowl, son? The way he walked in with that, and he looked and he didn't flinch when the ship came in, everyone else did. It was that bit that made it, it sold it for me. So when I saw them two clash, chef's kiss. I'm really excited now to see the other 2, 3 that I've got left. So yeah, let's get on with it, shall we? Thanks so much, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later. Bye-bye.
Out of time!